This video is sponsored by Adobe.
Hi, I'm Kremser with CreativePro, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at the new Generative Expand feature in Adobe Illustrator. This is something that's existed in Photoshop for quite a while, but it's new to Illustrator, and it can be really handy when you have, for example, a stock image with the right style but the wrong aspect ratio for your project. I have a few stock images here that I want to test out of varying degrees of difficulty, so we'll see how the tool does on different scenarios and just go over the basics of using it so that you can jump in and experiment with this yourself. And there's a few ways to access the Generative Expand tools. Number one, you can go through the Object menu down here to Generative Expand. You'll notice that because I don't have anything selected, that option is not available right now. A quicker way to get to it is to have your art selected that you want to expand, and then you'll see down here in the contextual taskbar that Generative Expand is one of the options that will pop up. A third way that you can get that to show up usually is to use Shift-O to bring up your artboard tool, and that will also expand your artboard with your art if you have all of those selected, which is what I want to do. So I'll go ahead and leave that selected. And then just before I show you the expand, I want to note that this illustration has artwork on 2 layers, all pretty nicely grouped. So I just want you to see what it looks like before we go ahead and click this. And you'll note that I didn't put in any prompt. You can use a prompt if you want to change the artwork, but right now I'm just focusing on expanding it. So once we click Generative Expand, you'll see that it did open our Properties menu over here, and that's important because this is where the generated artwork will show up that you get to choose from the variations. It will also add these controls on your image at the sides and at the corners to expand the bounds, and you can just go ahead and click and drag those in one direction if you like. You can also hold down Alt on Windows or Option on Mac to go ahead and equally expand that in 2 directions. Or if you hold Alt or Option plus Shift, you can expand in all directions at once, which is pretty handy. I'm going to just hold down Alt because I want to just extend the horizontal sides here. And I'll go ahead and click down there. And then I just wanted to note that if you do have specific dimensions that you want to generate to, which probably happens more often, you can go ahead and just type in dimensions in your Properties panel here, and that will give you the exact dimensions that you're going for, which is really handy for specific ratios. Okay, so again, the prompt window is empty here because I'm not changing anything except generating some extra art on the sides, and I'm going to go ahead and click Generate. Now I'll let this go in real time here for you so you can see that it does take a minute, so you do need to be a little bit patient while the artwork is generating. And once that's done, what you'll see is these variations over here in our Properties panel, where you can click through to see what they look like and choose the one that fits best with the style you're going for. And of course, the generated art does not always necessarily look perfect or fit the exact style, but it can be a real time saver in getting you much closer to having that illustration workable in a different format without having to redraw too many of the elements on your own. You can also use the arrows down here in the contextual toolbar to flip back and forth. And of course, if you're not happy with any of the generations that you got, you can go ahead and click Generate again. And those new variations will show up here in your Properties panel, and now you'll have a new set to click through. I'm going to go ahead and go with this one, which I think matches the style the closest, so that we can see what happens with the next step here. Once you are happy with the variation you've selected, you can click Done. And I just want to show you what happens in our Layers panel here. Now, the original artwork on the first layer actually hasn't been touched at all. The generated vectors actually all appear on the top layer here, but I do want to note that if you turn the visibility off for the generated vectors, you'll see that the original illustration is completely intact with all of the elements. So this is a non-destructive feature. I'll turn the visibility back on for that generated expand. And Illustrator does even label that for you. If I expand here, you can see that it is labeled as the generative object. And then we've got the regular groups that were already there. Now, if I select my generative object, I'll see a new option pop up here on my contextual taskbar called Combine. I'm going to go ahead and click that, and it's just going to give you a warning here that this will change your layer structure, and certain objects won't combine well, like custom brushes or raster effects, things like that. So you can choose combine and make a copy, which is the less destructive option. Or if you're feeling confident, you can go ahead and click combine and just note that that will change your original artwork. And then you can see that this says merged. Now I'm noting that my original art is still down here, I guess because that wasn't selected when I clicked combine. So you can go ahead and experiment with that and just be mindful that you might want to save a draft of your originals so you're not risking losing any of your work. So obviously I would have to do a little bit of editing here with some of the sand and the colors that didn't quite blend. So this might not be perfectly usable right out of the box, but it will definitely save you some time in these scenarios where you have the perfect image, but it just doesn't quite fit the ratio you're going for. I have a couple of other images here that might be a little bit trickier for the Generative Expand to handle, and I want to see how they perform. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with this one. I think because there's more of a frame around the drawing of these leaves and things, I want to see if it can recognize those. And I'll just go ahead and again leave the prompt blank. I'm going to expand it from both angles here to see what happens. And I'll go ahead and click generate. Keep in mind that the processing for this generation is happening in the cloud, so you don't have to worry if you have a computer that doesn't quite have, the newest, fanciest processor or a great graphics card. That shouldn't affect your ability to use this feature. So I think that actually did a pretty good job, better than I thought it would. You can see that it does get a little bit messy up here in this complex area of the leaves, and obviously you'd have to go in and clean that up a little bit. But again, if you were going to expand this all completely manually by drawing all of these shapes, that would save you some time. So it handled the frame pretty well. Another image that I wanted to try this out on is this image that has some really nice cloud artwork and then this kind of complex water pattern and also a texture on top. So this has a lot going on, and I'm just going to select everything. Now, if you are using an image that has a lot of texture or a lot of points, a shortcut to know is Control or Command H. That will turn off your edges temporarily so that you don't have all of those nodes blocking your view. So I'll leave that turned off for this one, and we will click Generate. And again, blank prompt. And I'm really interested in seeing how the horizontal aspect works on this, especially because of that water pattern. So I'll just drag out from the sides there and go ahead and click Generate. This one is going a bit slower. I know that all of the points in that texture would normally slow down my computer just a bit. So do be mindful when you are using this, how complex the initial artwork is. Now this is interesting. It has expanded the clouds and the water. It's decided to add some trees, and I would say that those are not the best quality. Let's see what the other variations look like. And just switching these is just taking a moment there. Again, it added some trees here. I don't think it's done the best job of matching the clouds or the water pattern necessarily. This one actually might be usable. It has expanded those clouds quite nicely, and then at least on this side it has done an okay job of expanding the water texture. I do think that the texture layer threw it off, and I probably would stay away from using something that complex to generate, but I do still think that this would save you a bit of time just to give you some of those initial shapes to work with that you don't have to draw on your own. The last one here, I just want to try this for fun. Now, Generative Expand does not claim to be able to expand patterns, but we do have generate patterns, so I just want to see if this will give us any sort of workable image that would be a shortcut if you had a pattern that you don't actually have a perfect repeat for. So let's just go ahead and expand this out to the sides and see what happens. Okay, so it did recognize that it was a pattern, and we did get some of the repeats. Now what this looks like to me is, again, it kind of has that bad image trace thing going if you look close at these shapes, but it does give you the positioning. So what you could do here to save some time is generate this as a background and then just drag shapes from the original onto the proper spots so that if you only had to expand it a little bit, you wouldn't have to try to recreate the whole pattern. So that is the new Generative Expand in Adobe Illustrator. I hope that was helpful, and I will continue to experiment with this, and hopefully you can save yourself some time next time you have an image that needs to be expanded for a social post or a different aspect ratio, and not pull your hair out with a tight deadline trying to redraw all of those elements on your own.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And for thousands more how-to articles and tutorials, visit our website, CreativePro.com, and become a member today. Thanks for learning with us.